I think for what you're getting here, it's still really fun. Again, I really like this bottom. I just think this bottom is really cool. All right, shall we take a look at today's keyboard a little bit? Because today's keyboard's kind of special. This is actually from a Canadian designer and Canadian vendor. This is from NYX Keys, and this is their first project, the Athena 65. It is quite nice. It is about 300 USD to start. I talked to the people from NYX for a little while now, and they have put a lot of love into this project. So I'd like to, you know, open it up, give it a fair shot today. Took a look at it. Now, here's the confusing part. This is not the Athena from KBD fans. Unfortunate naming scheme, a little smoge, but it's okay because this happens, oddly enough, quite often. And it almost happened to me twice with projects I've been doing. But this is not the Athena from KBD fans. This is the Athena 65 from NYX Keys. Here's the box. It is, for the most part, this is the final rendition of this project. I believe, if memory serves, my conversation like literally 2 days ago, the only thing different that's going to be about this version is the PCB. The PCB is not 100% finalized. There's only like one or two very minor things that won't impede in our building today. I think it's just the interchangeable knob that won't be available on today's board. It is a neat project. Let's take a look at it from the window capture here. All right, so here's the project itself. We have a few different colors we can pick from. We have a pink, a blue, burgundy, green, black, and white. Now, the only thing that's going to cost more on this keyboard is if you decide to go with a more expensive accent, which the accents are kind of found around the keyboard. So you can get a brass, copper, or just bundle everything. And then you'll also have your choice of back weights, which can go brass, copper, brass patina, copper patina, which cool. And I appreciate that they're including some patina options here. I think it's super neat, and it's not like it's a crap ton of extra money. Pretty cool that they're offering this. A mirror finish and a copper mirror. If I remember correctly, I believe copper mirror finishes are a bit more delicate from what I understand, but that I cannot confirm or deny. You can also pick from different plates, which the plates aren't terribly expensive, it looks like, which is nice. And then some different PCB options, which is cool. And then they also offer some bundles. There's knobs. The knob will be available for the keyboard. Separate purchase, 10 bucks for a knob, not too bad. And then we have a wireless connection, which is interesting, and a foam kit for 10 bucks, and then some keycaps that they're offering as well, which is cool. Very discounted, it seems, just some like little artisan keycap things. And then they're also offering patinaed keycaps, which is very cool as well. So very neat, very, very neat. And let's take a look at the board. Let's actually open this up. And again, you can get this board to be pretty expensive with all the add-ons, but it starts at 300 bucks. And honestly, let's see, if I just even go with the soldered, with the only change I'd probably make is the aluminum plate. I don't want a knob. Let's just go wired, no foam kit, and then no patina keycaps. 310, not bad, 310 USD. And then they were kind enough to let us keep this today. And then I asked them, can I give this away during our next big giveaway? And they said yes. So after we build this today, obviously it won't be within the next like week or two, but during the big September giveaway, we'll also probably give away this too. Ooh, a hard shell case too. All right. Yeah, you know, this is actually one of those rare cases where I think the hard shell is so nice that I would actually pick up more of these hard shells like this. I do like a nice stylized hard shell. Ooh, wait, this is actually a legit case. Oh, I like this. I've never seen something like this before in a keyboard case. With the Velcro? Oh, that's nice. Wait, what else have we got here? This comes like a little divider. I like when they do dividers too in cases. I think that's pretty handy. Lots of bags. Oh boy. And then what do we got here? All right. Nice little burgundy cloth. Very fancy. Very, very fancy. Ooh. That is a nice color. Very cool. Very cool. I actually like the size of the weight. Okay, so for a top case here, I love this cloth. This is making this keyboard kind of pop. I like all the accents put into the keyboard here. I do. I kind of do wish this accent extended a little bit more, but honestly, this is kind of cool. A lot of accents that are visible too. So you have an accent on the side. So box on wedge, pretty typical with this, but you do get an accent here. What I do like is how it kind of backs up into the keyboard a little bit. So it should give it more of a shadow underneath, which is kind of nice if you're into the side profile game of keyboards. Flip the cloth, it has a logo. Oh, it does have the logo on it. Damn, this is a nice cloth. I wouldn't say this is like the cleanest polished I've seen, but it kind of looks almost like a bit of a tarnish, which I kind of like. So it's not like picture perfect, but it's kind of cool because it has a bit of like a stain to it, which is interesting. But if you're looking for a picture perfect, then I would not say this is like a picture perfect polish. Maybe this is just me. I don't know why. I'm vibing with the dimensions of everything on the back here. Imagine this wasn't a PVD'd one or the polished one. I like the dimensions of the weight, the back, and then how it backs up into the sides over here. I don't know why I like that so much. Maybe it just feels very, like, not even per se, but it feels very like balanced to me. I like that a lot. I think it's the exposed screws that are also getting me too. Cool. And then it has some chamfers around the sides over here too. Some more aggressive chamfers. Ano looks good on this too. And I think the accents are more of a brushed style here. I don't know if we have patinaed keycaps here with us today. They did send a little bit of the keycaps over. Let's see. But I don't know if we got patina. Oh, they did. Ooh. If they end up, I mean, I hope so. But if this is an example of the patina they're going to be offering with this keyboard, that is sweet already. That is really cool. Very, very nice. Ooh, I would have loved to see a patina. Oh, I almost dropped one. I would have loved to see a patinaed weight. That would have been really cool. Look at that. That's so neat. I think this is going to become more popular as we see more keyboards evolve. I love, like, even the side of this looks insane. I think patina makes things very, like, unique in the hobby. All right, let's see what else we got in the box here. We have gaskets. We have the wireless module here. I actually think this is such a smart idea, by the way. I've said this in the past. Using the little antenna thing and attaching it to the PCB and then just feeding it through the top is so smart. Stickers, feet, which we'll put on now. Oh, I do like when keyboards include this in their packaging. We got a little plate fork, some other gaskets here. We have different, oh, okay, I like what they did here too. Is this just how they're mounting all this? That is super smart. Accent bundle. So look how, I guess they have like a way to mount all these so they don't scratch each other and stuff. That's really smart, actually. Cool. I think the black accents would look really nice on this too. Our PCB, which is hot swap. What else do we got in here? I think we have one of every plate, which I kind of want to use. Oh, they did include a titanium plate too. So this is actually something I spoke to them about. Are you guys into titanium plates? They weren't sure if they should offer this. I'm going to be real with you guys. The last time I used a titanium plate, I absolutely hated it. It's like a weird cross between, like, in between brass and aluminum, but it's all right. Titanium is an odd one, but could be interesting. Works surprisingly well in the classic TKL. Does it? Titanium's a nice material, but it's kind of like steel. Yeah, it is kind of like a stainless steel plate, which it ends up being very, like, not resonant, but I don't know how to describe this. It's like metallic-y and loud. I don't know if that's going to be everyone's cup of tea. Yeah, this is PP. We could do PP. There's PC and there is Alu. PC is the default plate. I'll let you guys vote today since we're using KeyGeek. Damn, PP plate is honestly so popular this year. I'm not going to lie though, I've also kind of fallen for the PP plates recently too. I've grown to really love PP plates. I haven't tried PP IRL yet, but PP tends to be the brightest plastic plate I've heard so far. I think that's why I've been really liking it too, because it's like bright and then also has some of the softness of the other plastic plates. So I've been falling for it head over heels. I'm going to put the feet on this as well. Also, some little internal ridges too. I'm thinking this will help with some sound deflection too, which is really cool. Ooh, nice blue PCB. So we do have an on and off for the wireless here. So wait, where did the batteries go? Did the batteries go underneath? I wonder where they go. The custom engraving is on the way. Does it remove this engraving? And do you just put like your own thing? If so, that's pretty cool actually. If you can replace the aloe with like your own thing. Oh, that is awesome actually. That is really dope. Okay, here's a question for you. If maybe people have a question about this. What's like the size limit for that? Like the custom part? Is there no size limit? Can you engrave the whole thing? It'll be a custom one people can choose. Damn, if you can get like a whole piece, that would be actually insane if this can get engraved like entirely. That would be really fucking cool, actually. Damn, look at the compatibility on this, by the way. Holy shit. I don't think these would cause any problems by being horizontal like this, but holy shit, this has tons of compatibility. Does this have split compatibility too? It does. I'm not doing split. No, okay, the only reason I'm not doing split is because people want to hear the spacebar. Oh my god, the drop-in knob would go, but we don't have that here today. Wow, that is a crazy amount of stuff. I've never seen a pogo connector like this. I wonder how this will perform. That is an interesting way to do the bottom row. Yeah, I don't think this should have any problems, because I've definitely, like, I've seen horizontal ones like this on like enter keys and stuff, and I've never experienced issues with them before, but we shall see. We shall see. I think there's only one thing I'm a little bit concerned about, like sound-wise. And it would be this piece. I don't think this piece floats at all. And I'm wondering if this will be a bit of a hot spot for the keyboard. And maybe this will be a bit stiffer over here. By the way, do you guys like this 65% layout? Like the explode it kind of layout? I kind of do, to be honest. See these two screws here? Little minor suggestion as well. I would probably just get shorter screws so they don't poke through the bottom like this. A little bit more premium feeling. I don't think these will interfere with anything. It's still a good idea just to make sure that these are a little bit more flush with the case. So if you can source, like millimeter or two smaller, I would probably source those as well. But there's the inside there. I kind of do like how they have the little cuts underneath the alpha area. That's cool. I think it's kind of cool that they're doing an 80A gasket, because normally we have like 40, 50, and then 70 are the usual flavors. Also, we actually spoke about this as well, but they did add a lot of different gasket mounting points. It's one of those systems where you can pick and choose, which is fun. You know, the thicker bezels actually work on this. All right, let's see what the front height is on this. 20. Literally on the mark for 20. So just in the range of my comfort. Ooh. Wait, you guys were right about this combination. This slaps. So these are KeyGeek Mir V2s with a PP plate. Oh, dude, this actually hits. Oh, this is a nice board. This feels really good. Very soft, actually. Like, surprisingly really soft with the, what is this, the 60A or something I used? Very nice. I kind of want to hear it with all the gaskets just to see what it's like intended to sound like. I'm actually really shocked about up here because I thought this was going to be really stiff because of the way everything mounted. But you don't feel like it's, I mean, it feels a little bit stiffer, but it doesn't sound like totally thuddy or anything like that. Good backspace. Very solid modifiers. Sounds very plasticky. I think that's the intended point though. If you're using a PP plate with KeyGeek switches, you're going to get a slightly more plasticky sound. But like if you use the aluminum plate, I can still see this being amazing with the alu plate as well. Very, I would use the word consistent as well. I think that's a very good term to use here. Extremely consistent sounding, which is nice. The only non-consistent part is the top row, the numbers. They're a little deeper sounding. I think the alphas are really nice on this actually. It's a really nice board. I think they did a really good job on this. I think the accents that you can change in all of the corners are really cool too. Honestly, I don't even know if I'd want to swap it from this color to anything else. Maybe black would be really cool. But they did give this some like customization you can go for. I wouldn't say this is like the most like crazy out of this world like machined keyboard I've seen, but I think for what you're getting here, it's still really fun. Again, I really like this bottom. I just think this bottom is really cool. It's nothing crazy. I just think it's the proportions of things that you're getting that make it like visually interesting. And then how this gets pushed in a little bit on the side. So very, very awesome there. Yeah, and what's nice too is they're even offering an engraving service. You don't even have to go with the owl. I don't even know if I'd go with the polished personally. I've never really cared for polished anything. Let's try cherry. And then I'm gonna try putting in some different mounting points too to see how this changes the sound too. Damn though, KeyGeek V2s. Hell yeah, those are nice switches. You guys were so right. Oh wow, much lower pitch with the cherry. which is kind of what I expect with PP plate and cherry. Dude, imagine this with the aluminum for the cherry. The pitch is there. If this was aluminum with all cherry switches, the pitch is there. It just needs the aluminum plate to pop. I kind of want to just try putting that gasket on the bottom and on the sides and see what this is intended to sound like. But obviously you can just build this the way you want to. You know, maybe this will sound even crazy like this. Maybe a bit more fatiguing, perhaps. You know, like, damn. Okay, even with the other, okay, let me screw this in to make sure. Even with the other gaskets, it sounds pretty damn good too. Oh wow, actually, does this sound better? You know what, that's true too, Cheese Man, because the mounting point's like right here. And the space bar, it's so far left that it might not even matter that the mounting point is like right here. I gotta admit, this sounds really good. It's always a nice treat too when I get like really good sounding enters and backspaces just without any work at all. Overall though, the keyboard has an insane, like this is exactly the tone that I normally go for with keyboards. Like my personal preference. It is very up my alley personal preference wise. Also, I would say the keyboard, it's pretty soft. I feel like you can just literally take out gaskets and make this even softer if you want, which it was softer before I did this. But with all the gaskets, it's pretty nice. The alphas sound really clean. My worry about that pogo connector on the back, really not really much of a worry. It does noticeably become a bit stiffer on the top. And there's a slightly different sound signature at the top here versus the next row down. I wouldn't say it's anything that I'm gonna like lose sleep over, but just as a reminder, like when you have a stiffer mounting point or a pogo connector that's very stiff, you are gonna get a slightly stiffer area over here. But in this case here, it was done with some elegance to the point where it's not really affecting much of the keyboard. Unlike, I think it was the Neo, which Neo board did it again? Where they put the mounting point right in the center and it made everything sound really like tinny. There was a Neo that did that and it was terrible. This is really nice. For 300 USD, I really don't even think you need to pick up anything of the extreme here. It'd really just be customizing your board. But for 300 bucks, yeah, why not? I like again, the accents are cool. We had some extra accents in the bag here that we could change right here. So we could even go with like a copper accent. The copper might be really cool for this particular color. I actually like the packaging for the extra accents. I think it's really smart. The only thing I'm gonna suggest to the team is I would probably still put these in a cardboard box. The only thing I'm gonna tell you guys when it comes to this, the reason I would suggest that is there is still the potential for these to maybe somehow get bent in transit, and I would suggest doing that. Also, another suggestion, this is not really a negative or a positive or anything, but you guys are offering patina. Is there patina accents? I think patinaed accents would be so damn cool for this board. I want to also commend you guys. I think adding those machined out parts in the center, right underneath the alphas, I know that probably like some people might shrug that off, but I think that's actually really nice. It probably does change up the alpha sound signature and just the sound signature of the board enough to it doesn't sound as like aluminum-y or like metal-y. So I think that's a really nice touch. I mean, it's nice. It's nice that we see a project like this that, you know, it wants $300 and they're giving you $300 worth of stuff, which I feel like is a really good thing to do. But bye everyone. See ya and love you. Bye-bye.